What's up guys, I'm the Viking, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, and you join us very close to Halloween, the best time of the year, and I thought I'd have a quick chat today, as I've made it quite obvious that I'm very much into Halloween, about how I get in Halloween spirit. No pun intended. See, for me, Halloween used to be really easy to get into. I would wake up on October 1st and be ready for Halloween for the whole month of October, but these days, I don't have to force it, but I kind of have to work my way up to it. And the reason for that is simple. A lot of stuff to do with my mental health happened around this time of year, and a lot of things that have affected me very negatively over the years happen around the autumn time, so I kind of have to work on myself a lot this time of year, which is why I've been doing a lot of Halloween themed videos, because it's something that, although I do have to work on to enjoy, I do enjoy it. So with that being said, how do I get into the Halloween spirit? Well, rule number one is you've got to play the right video games. See, for me, Halloween and video games, they just mesh together, man. Around this time of year, I play a lot of the Silent Hill franchise. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, oh, a gamer who likes Silent Hill, what a shock. But I love Silent Hill, so much so that I have the Halo of the Sun emblem tattooed on my chest. That's how much I love the franchise. I just think it's a masterpiece of storytelling and video games as art, and just the way it works everything together and meshes and brings in the ideas of psychological horror rather than just straight out jump scares. It's very good. It's very good, and I would highly recommend anybody play through it. Silent Hill 1 and 2, best of the series. The rest of them, they're okay. They have a lot of issues, especially things like Silent Hill Homecoming, which for me was when the series kind of died. So yeah, I always break out Silent Hill 2 this time of year, play through that at least 2 or 3 times. I even play through it to get the dog ending. Other games I like around this time of year, obviously the Left 4 Dead franchise. Love those games, play the hell out of them during this time of year because everybody loves shooting zombies. And I also dabble with the older Resident Evils. I can give or take those games. They're a bit too jump scary for me. I prefer the psychological side of things, or just the straight up comedy that is Left 4 Dead, because Left 4 Dead is like your B-movie horror film, but in a video game. It's great fun. I've just knocked over my GoPro. Don't run away, I need you charged for the ride to work. Step number 2, movies. I am a film nerd. I did my degree in video production and filmmaking. I do YouTube videos and I love films. I have well over 500 DVDs and Blu-rays in my collection at this point, and a good 60 to 70% of those are horror-based stuff. And they're a mix of stuff. They're a mix of the psychological horrors and the slow builds, to the found footage stuff, to B-movies, to your classics like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street collection, the original and the remakes of The Omen, and of course the Halloween franchise, which we all know and love. And I'm one of these weird people, I actually like a lot of the reboots more than the originals. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the campiness of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, but the remake I thought was actually surprisingly well done. I love the Rob Zombie interpretation of Halloween, and I have watched the new Halloween film, the 2018 one. I thought it was alright, you know, it wasn't brilliant, but it was kind of a cool take on what happens in these sort of worlds that are created many years after the events, because of course these things are going to traumatize people. I also like to watch a lot of sort of sillier zombie films. I have a lot of sort of low budget zombie films that were, you know, I got in like the pound bin at Asda, and I have a huge collection of those, and they're always really daft and they're always really studenty, and they're great fun to watch with your friends. There's one that has the dad from Kenan and Kel. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's supposed to be this like police officer, badass police officer, but they couldn't even afford like green smoke grenades to make the zombie gas, so they just used a smoke machine and a green light. It's that sort of thing I love, and it really sort of gets me in the mood for this time of year, because they're always set around Halloween, they're always really bad, and they are just, you can just love to watch them. I've got the more psychological and the slow burny stuff that I enjoy watching. I like the original Paranormal Activity, I thought that was really done. The sequels get gradually worse, as the sequels always do, but they're still worth a good watch. You've got the classics like Blair Witch, you've got the gore films like your Saws, the Cube films. They're always worth a watch around Halloween because they're really cool. But there's two films that I always watch around Halloween time. One is the only horror film that truly terrifies me, which is Candyman. Couldn't tell you why Candyman scares the hell out of me, but it does. Even now, like, I have to be very careful when I watch that. I won't watch it at night because I won't sleep. And I don't know why it gets to me so much, because other films that came out around the same time as Candyman and for the same production quality as Candyman don't really bother me, but there's just something about Tony Todd in that film, man. He just, I don't know, he just scares the hell out of me. And the other one that I always watch is The Crow. Me and my housemates would always watch The Crow on October 30th, Devil's Night, my new favourite holiday. And we would always make sure that before we went out drinking, we would fire it up. So every single 30th of October, I watch The Crow because it is just so good of a film. And again, I do watch the sequels sometimes, but they're just not as good. The second one's okay. The third one is awful, and the fourth one is laughable. The third thing that I do when it comes to Halloween, and it's fairly new, I've only been doing this the last couple of years, is do ghost tours and go on ghost hunts and do things with the paranormal and the spiritual. And that's kind of a new thing that I've only been doing for a couple of years, but I really enjoy doing it. It really gets me in the mood. So last week I went on the ghost hunt around Chester. I've been doing tarot readings on myself, and later this week I'll be doing them for some of the staff where I work as I'm leaving that site and moving. Thought a bit of Halloween fun on my last shift after we're done. I'm going to do tarot readings for the staff. I'm going to take a Ouija board as well because apparently part of the building is haunted, so that could be quite cool. But we'll see, you never know. Something might happen, something might work there, and if it does, then maybe there's something to it. And then the last thing that I do every single year for Halloween is I carve pumpkins. I love pumpkin carving. I hate scooping them out, but I love carving them up and making them look cool. And hopefully next week I will be able to show you the one that I've done, because as I'm filming right now, this video is due to go out in 2 days and I don't have a day off to carve the thing, so it's going to have to wait until closer to Halloween. So what I'm more than likely going to do is film myself doing that while I also have The Crow on, or one of my other hundreds of horror films that I have in my collection, and really get ready to get spoopy. And you'll see all my Halloween spooky stuff on my social media stuff, links down below, particularly the Instagram. I post a lot of stuff up on there. I make sure that, you know, I keep that updated with the random goings on. But it's looking kind of nice and sunny out today, and I'm due in work in 2 hours time, so I'm going to get changed and then I'm going to go and get the bike out the garage and go to work. So I'm going to call this one here. As always guys, if you've enjoyed the content, or if you think this is something that you'd like to see in the future, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It means the world to me. Also, if you've got any ideas of stuff I can be doing in the future, because we're about to hit the sparse riding winter months and it's not going to be fun out there, then please leave a comment down below. Oh, I forgot, you made it to the end of the video, and today's video I'm going to give you 300 awesome points for making it all the way to the end. Not quite as many awesome points as last week, but if you hang around after next week's one, you may get some more. But for now, I've been the Biking Viking. As always, you have been awesome, and I will see you next week.